Hi, and welcome to Scifinders, the weekly show where me and my friends watch incredibly awful sci-fi films. I'm one of the co-hosts. My name's Craig Lewis.
My name's Owen.
I'm Ali.
I'm Aaron.
And this is Scifinders. So to start off, Aaron, are you going to sum up the film for us?
Right, so it starts off with a man who has he's got the necklace thing on that powers the laser blast.
Hold on. Say what the film's called.
Okay, the film is called Laser Blast. Laser Blast. And it's about a gun that blows things up. And we start off with a character called Billy Duncan, who I guess is the main character. And he wakes up, and then he does this weird interaction with his mum where he sits in a suitcase, and then he goes to his girlfriend's house where there's the general, and he talks about Project Sandust and just sends him off his way. And it's just then he finds the gun and just kills people. That's about it, really. They also go to a birthday party where there's these bullies. I don't really think they're bullies. They're more of nerds than bullies. So then they just I don't think I'm allowed to say that part. They do things with his girlfriend without her consent. Yes. And then they kind of have like a little fight, and they jump on each other, and then they go, and then he blows up their car, and then he kills more people. There's a doctor thing because he's the necklace thing that powers the gun is like burning a hole in his chest, and there's like a weird little metal thing in there that's growing. They didn't explain that, but yeah, he just goes out and kills a bunch of people. That's about it, really.
So yeah, the film's not well made, at least I thought, because there were so many errors. Right at the beginning of the film, when he finds the pendium, he puts it over him, and then in the next scene he's just holding it in his arm, how he was doing it before. I thought that was very hilarious.
Yeah.
In its defense, it was filmed in 3 weekends, so you can understand that they might not have had time to sort of redo scenes where there were continuity errors, but still, it's not a hard thing to get right the first time.
Yeah, you think they would have noticed it in the editing, especially.
They should have looked back at each scene to make sure that it all lines up before publishing it to the world.
Definitely feels like it was rushed.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
There's not enough explanation to the film.
There's no story at all. Anyway, they set up for an explanation, but they don't reach the climax for each explanation.
He just comes across a gun and just kills people.
The aliens, they.
Oh yeah.
The aliens, they know about the weapon and they're monitoring it, and they kill the person who's possessed by it.
Yeah, the person before Billy.
It doesn't get explained why they're there or what their purpose is.
I think that the gun is a part of their technology, and this weird amulet thing powers it, but it's filled with radiation and corrupts them. That's my theory, but the aliens are so dumb they didn't decide to bring it back with them. And they do that twice. So that's my theory.
I loved the ship, as you can see there. I thought that was done well, and the stop motion on the aliens.
Oh yeah,
I think that's the
really
highlight of the film.
Yeah.
Is the alien scenes, and there's only about 3 or 4 of them in the film.
Yeah. Feels like that they're a part of an entirely different film, to be honest.
Yeah, because there's scenes where they just appear. And it's like, oh yeah, there's aliens in this film.
Yeah, I completely forgot, and I completely forgot throughout the entire film that aliens were in the whole film.
I'm not gonna lie, watching it, you're following the protagonist Billy and his life when he finds this gun, and then you just cut to the scene of aliens, and you're just oh yeah, aliens are in this.
And then he kills the doctor that tried to help him.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. He went to see him, and then maybe it's because he took it out of him and something like that, and it was a threat.
Oh, and there's also the man in the suit who's there.
So, I want to ask, what did you hate about the film?
I just hated that there's no story to it. There's no structure. There's nothing to base it off. It's just an excuse to kill people.
I disliked the fact that there wasn't really an explanation or a reason behind Billy's build-up to the reason he wanted to kill all these people, because it kind of sets the tone that they've done him quite badly wrong, and that's the reason he goes after them. But there's no real evidence of that in the film, so I feel like it's just empty the way...
For me, it's like he's possessed, and when he's on that thing, his like face changes and he's like mutating into like this thoughtless creature that's just acting on sheer instinct. Because when he's back to being Billy, he like has no idea, like he doesn't remember.
Oh yeah, like I hated the fact that there was no setup. It was just that, and there was no like, you can watch any of it out of order and it wouldn't be different.
The laser colour changes 3 times.
Yeah, you were pointing that out. You were getting annoyed by it.
It annoyed me so much because it's not difficult to change the colour of one small effect. Like it was blue at the start, and then as soon as Billy got it was red, and then one scene it was green.
Yeah.
It's why.
Oh, I also hated the cops as well.
I loved the cops.
They killed them, man.
Going on to the next bit, like, what's your favourite scene? My favourite scene was, like, right at the beginning with those 2 cops, and, like, one of the cops is just there, like, just getting absolutely chonged.
Yeah, but, like,
what are you
that's
doing?
not really smoking.
Like, and he goes, give me a bit, and he doesn't even put it in his mouth.
He kisses it.
He just like puts it almost, and then he's like,
and then he has an asthma attack.
It's like he got herpes off of just kissing.
Yeah,
a joint.
It's just so dumb. The acting is terrible in this film, especially Billy, because he's meant to be creepy, but he's just
that
so
doesn't
bland.
get
Like
conveyed
even
across.
his girlfriend's like, "Oh, you're so weird, Billy." And he's like, "Yeah."
So, what was your favourite scene?
Oh, well, I don't really have a favourite scene. Probably any of the alien scenes, I would say, because they're so separate from the actual film. It just kind of takes me away from that.
I quite enjoyed the scenes where he just does his weird dance when he's got the gun, and it's really overacted.
Very flamboyant.
It is very weird because he's like there waving his gun about.
Yeah, like a Tusken Raider.
Yeah. Definitely reminds you of that. So, what would you give the film out of 10? 10 being the best, and 1 being...
I'd give it a 2. Just the worst experience of my life.
Yeah. I would give it about 2.5, just because it's bad, but I wouldn't say so bad you can't watch it. Though some scenes I never want to see again, but it's okay. It's a decent B-rate sci-fi film.
I'd give it around a 4.5, purely based off the fact that the special effects are quite well done.
I think I would give it a 4 as well. And as well, as I was saying with that alien ship, it was very well done for the film, for the year it came out, 78.
It took longer to build the ship than it did to film the scenes.
Yeah.
Didn't he make the Romulan ship as well?
Yeah, he went on to do work for Star Trek, so obviously
What
he's
was
quite
the
good at his
name of
job.
The person who designed that.
I don't have it down.
Yeah. While we look for that, let's just praise the fact that this is his first film he produced and the last film he produced.
That's Michael Rann, is it?
Rann, yeah.
Rann,
I mean,
yeah.
I'd say that's it's a bit kind of fair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. The film was very poorly put together.
Just poorly
like,
all over.
He's meant to like get the story and make it, I mean,
That makes me think the first time you make a film, like, there are going to be some challenges and you're going to make some mistakes.
Yeah. It's just, the acting was terrible. The sets were, there's like 3, including the desert. And it's just, I didn't feel like it worked.
I actually think the town was one of the better, say, characters in the film, because everything was so close together and you could really believe that he'd get to places in that time.
So, I remember you saying that you didn't understand the film.
Yeah, no. And it's very difficult to understand something that has no structure or story to go off of. Because like, they built up the like CIA kind of character, and he I don't even think he knew what character he was playing. it was just, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go around and ask for stuff. I'll pick up a piece of dust, and just put it in my briefcase. Oh, my car's here. Let me just check inside of it.
Yeah.
It's like he was portrayed as the villain of the film as well, but he's not. He's actually kind of the hero.
Yeah. Why is he in the film?
He wasn't even in the climax of the
No.
film.
He was there halfway through. He was like, he went to see the Colonel dude.
Yeah.
And then he disappeared. Aliens come back, and Billy dies.
Yeah.
It did seem like he knew what was going on, though.
Yeah, how?
Yeah, he definitely knew more to
Yeah.
the actual story.
Yeah, he knew more. He knew more than the aliens did.
Yeah.
All the aliens knew was who was possessed. They didn't even have any proof as to how the aliens even knew how
The
Billy had it.
aliens. That's a reason.
It's
though.
like the whole scene where the plane goes out to look for Billy at the end. It knows exactly where it is, but there's no explanation as to how it knows where he is, because he's in the middle of the desert.
They even take guns with them to
Yeah.
kill him, but like how? Well, how do they know?
I have a theory. I think it's all about Project Sandust. So, because when Billy goes to see Kathy and her dad, the general, starts talking about Project Sandust. Yeah. Sorry, I can't say it any way different. So he talks about that, and then he knows the man in the suit. So I'm thinking he was a part of Project Sandust,
Yeah.
and the deal with extraterrestrial threats, but that wasn't explained in any of it.
So, Marley, do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what would you change about the film? What do you think would make it better, or
A story.
Yeah, like more structure. Like
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
say for the aliens, I would like show maybe a map and show that they maybe have a tracking device on the laser. That would explain how they know where it is and stuff. But that being said, why didn't they pick up the weapon?
Yeah.
And they like killed the first person.
I'd just like I would have appreciated a bit more payoff.
Yeah, I would have explained more about the amulet and how that corrupts the mind and turns you into this mindless creature, because it didn't explain it. It burnt a hole through his chest, and it said it was growing,
Yeah.
but what
Yeah, like there's a
into?
metal plate.
Yeah.
And then they just take it out, and then he's growing a new white one instead.
Yeah, it just didn't explain
No.
what it was or why it was happening.
I feel like there should have been more of an explanation as to why Billy dislikes these people, and I think if we
Yeah.
would have had more of a backstory as to how he's been bullied by these people, it would have sort of given for more of a emotional climax to the film.
Also, they should have hired younger actors to
Yeah.
be the children instead of people in the
Yeah, they
30s.
Oh, they weren't.
Well,
Maybe late 20s.
Yeah, late 20s, early 30s.
Chuck looked about 40.
Yeah, we got Rocky to play Billy
Yeah.
Duncan. That's
Yeah.
the best part about the film.
Oh, that sex scene though.
Oh,
Like, that
I don't
was,
even
like,
call it
horrifically
sexy.
Edited, like the close-ups,
Yeah.
just unnecessarily close to like their
Their
like
mouths.
lips and ears.
Oh, and then
It
they
was
just rubbed each other.
yeah, it was just
and that was it.
very cringy.
Their skin just looked like latex.
It was a pointless scene as well,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there wasn't really any backstory to their relationship as it was, and then all of a sudden there's just this sex scene thrown in, and it's like, why is that necessary?
Better than the pool party.
So, do you want to discuss the acting and editing of the
Oh
film?
yeah, so right, we first get introduced to the phenomenal editing in the first part of the film with the green screen when he's walking through the desert, because he having access to the desert, but they decide to green screen him over the desert, and it just doesn't look right. And then the Foley work as well, like when they're walking, they use the same footstep, and it's out of sync. And there's parts where they're talking to each other, and it cuts off what they're saying, and then, for example, like the explosions as well. Like an explosion happens, and then it cuts to another shot of the same explosion, but at the start of the explosion as well. And it does that 5 times, and it's just so discombobulating. I hate it.
And as well as like when you guys pointed out, when at the beginning, that like person who has the blaster, he gets disintegrated and he dies by rocks.
Yeah.
And then when
It's
we
by a
see
dirt road.
the like what would you call it? Residue or stain or
Yeah.
ash?
His ashes burn into the thing.
His imprint. It's so obviously spray painted.
So there were a lot of errors like this film.
Yeah.
Definitely rushed.
There was
stuff, and
there was an error within the first 3 minutes of the film when he's saying goodbye to his mum in one of the simplest scenes.
Yeah, like her arm is like she like puts her arm down, but then in the next scene,
It's up. It's such an easy thing to get right as well, but yet they managed to mess it up somehow.
Also, the scene where he gets in some stranger's van and he shoots him, and then the door just swings open, but in the next shot, it's like exploded off, and there's ash on the outside of the van instead of the inside, and the car just didn't explode when it happened. Just makes no sense.
Can we also address the fact that he rarely wears a shirt?
yeah, he's like. Right at the beginning, he takes so long to like put a shirt on. He like even drives to like his girlfriend's not wearing a shirt, and then he'll put like a shirt on but not button it up.
Yeah.
But he is in the middle of the desert, so I imagine it is really hot.
What annoys me about the shirt is he has the shirt off for the duration of the film where he doesn't have the scar on his chest, but when then he starts to get the scar on his chest and it starts to show that the amulet's actually doing stuff to him, it covers it up so you can't see what's going on. I think it's just kind of stupid to cover up that plot point.
Yeah.
Although at the beginning you do get to see like the marking and stuff, which I do like. That's like one of the only consistent things about the film.
I think the amulet's a parasite. Because like, do you remember when he's dreaming and he's doing that weird face thing? I think like he craves the power of the laser gun, but it doesn't explain that well. Like when he's blowing stuff up, it just I don't get that, you know.
So guess we're out of time. This has been Scifinders. I'm your host. No?
3 minutes.
Oh, 3 minutes.
There we go. You can do 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Any quick points you want to make about this film?
Last remarks.
I don't have much to say about the film. It's just so bad.
Yeah.
Like everything in it just was wrong. And the final act, he just suddenly has a red shirt and a blue blazer on for no apparent reason, just to look cool.
Yeah.
Talk about the fact that there was a planned sequel that was nearly became a thing, but the only reason it didn't was due to the company going bust.
The thing is,
I wish it did. Like that would have been incredible
yeah,
to watch.
that could have been the payoff that we all want, but it just didn't happen.
We can make a sequel.
Yes.
We'll do it.
I would be down for that.
Yeah.
There's even comic books.
Yeah, there is.
Well.
Sorry about that before. It looks pretty cool, to be honest with you.
The comic book looks better than the film.
We got
Yeah.
Mark Hamill with a Roomba and a Hoover? A leaf blower. The Roomba is a Hoover. Yeah. I think the best part was probably the spaceship.
I think the best part was that the aliens looked like E.T.'s Spawn.
The whole fact he doesn't die at the end when he gets shot with the blaster, but the person who got shot with the exact same gun at the start of the film gets reduced to ashes. It doesn't make sense to me.
To be fair, I think the reason why they did that is just because they can have that last shot of like his girlfriend hugging.
Oh no, yeah, definitely,
body.
definitely.
The scene where he first gets the gun and looks at the camera and makes those stupid like noises. That was dumb because he's meant to be a kid. I get that, but he looks 30. It's just it just.
Would you recommend the film for people to watch?
No.
No. Just horrendous.
If you want to watch a bad film,
Yeah, quick and simple. Just don't watch it unless you want to be tortured.
yeah, there's no story. It's just that. That's
Well,
it.
It looks like we're out of time. This has been enlightening to say the least.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed watching it.
I haven't.
At least I can say that I have.
Well, this has been Scifinders. I'm Craig.
I'm Owen.
I'm Marley.
I'm Aaron.
Thanks for watching.